guess it's going to kick me right into that. Go ahead and start a little bit early here. About a minute and a half early. Get my beverage choice started here. Get my Sprite. Hopefully, hopefully I can get started here and people will start kicking in here in a little bit. I kicked in a little bit early, about a minute early. We'll see if anybody catches this. Oh, me. About 30 seconds out. Now we're kicking in there now it's about time. Right at 9 o'clock now. Okay. Well, I started a couple of minutes early. Let's see if we can get some people in here now. Oh me. Here it is, Super Bowl Sunday. Well, I'm all wrinkled up, aren't I? Trying to get myself checked out here. Yeah, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and we've actually got a couple of local guys that are in the game. One of them for New England and one of them for Seattle. So we got them on both sides of the game there. One of them is the quarterback is from North Carolina. Well, really down in Charlotte. Drake May, he's the quarterback. And then a Surratt boy that played at East Lincoln. He's on the Seattle team, just right down the road too. He's over at the East Lincoln area, which is just a few miles. Both of them played probably 15 miles from each other in school. I don't think they ever. I'm pretty sure they never played against each other in school, but they only played a few miles from each other when they were in school. And I don't know if they're exactly the same age anyway. They're close. And and actually, I think they both played at Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So there's two Carolina guys, one on each team, and both of them from North Carolina. I mean, they weren't from another state and played at North Carolina. They actually grew up in North Carolina, and like I said, only about 15 miles away from each other, really. And they will be playing in the Super Bowl tonight on opposite teams. Drake May, the quarterback, and then is it Charles Surratt? It's Surratt. He's a special teams player. He used to be a quarterback when he was at East Lincoln. He was a good quarterback there. But he's on special teams. He's like a defensive back now. I think he switched to that when he went to Carolina. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Yeah, glad to see you in here. Yeah, we're getting over all the bad weather we had down here. Thank goodness most of it's melted away. Last week at this time, yeah, we had about 10 inches of snow. So we had the snow last week. I can't wait for summer to get here. Really, spring. I like spring. I'm more of spring and fall guy than I am deep into the summer. Although I like summer too. I'm not a winter guy, that's for sure. I like the weather when I can get out and do some things. Me and Jim have just been fighting the snow, and Jim's been in the shop cleaning up in the shop, and of course, although he got out last week and scraped some snow too, I scraped the main road myself. I'm gonna turn these hearing aids down. I got my hearing aids up too loud. I was blasting my own ears there. But yeah, we got out, scraped everything off, got everything cleaned up. I, it's just some snow removal is just in vain, because it's going to melt away. Well, at least down here in a few days. So you don't want to put a ton of effort into it because it doesn't stick around that much. So, it's just something that you when I was younger, I liked it better, but not now. No, I don't want to get out. And Jim and I both were talking about we're glad we didn't have to mess with trucks and all this because that is a terrible job. It's a terrible, aggravating job to get out and have to crank trucks and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I got a snowplow. I have a snowplow. I got several. So I'm not below that already. I've got two big scrapes. I used a big bucket on my skid steer on my toolcat to scrape the road, but I'm not doing it commercially at all. I don't want to get ahead of the game there. No, I'll let anybody and everybody else younger than me do that kind of work. I'm not interested. I've got a friend that does that. He gets out with his skid steer and does that. But by the time you load up that equipment, take it to a parking lot, scrape a big parking lot. I've done it. I did it for FedEx one year. They called on me because we'd had a crippling snow. It was about 20 years ago, probably. I think it was around 2004 or something like that. And I got out and we worked 24 hours straight to get that parking lot in good shape down there at FedEx. And there's a whole story behind that too. Last time I've ever done a big commercial job, I was upset with FedEx over that, but that's a whole different story. I mean, I told them going in, I said, listen, I'll do this, but I'm not in the snow removal business per se. I'm not on your contractors thing. I said, I'll have to pay somebody immediately to help me. I said, I can get the guys to help me, but I have to be paid when I'm through. I don't want to wait 60 or 90 days. Oh yeah, go ahead, do it. We'll pay you. We'll pay you. Well, that didn't happen. Who do I like in the Super Bowl? Well, like I was saying earlier, we have two guys from this area that's in the Super Bowl. Drake May, the quarterback for New England, right down in Charlotte, just a few miles from here, and the Surratt boy that he played for East Lincoln High School, which was down beside where Larry Lindsey, that was my head mechanic for a long time. That's where he lives. He lives right down beside East Lincoln High School. He's on the team too. Well, he's on Seattle's team. So we have one local boy on New England's team and one local boy on the Seattle's team. And I really don't have a favorite in it. I think Seattle's going to take it. New England seems to be hit and miss more. Drake May is doing fairly good, but he's just now, I don't think he's come into his full potential yet. But you never know. You never know. It could go either way. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not good at predicting this kind of stuff, but I think Seattle has a more cohesive team. I think they've got their act together as a unit better than New England. I just don't. I don't think that New England get it. Although I predicted these two teams way out, they look the best of both leagues. I predicted a long time ago that New England and Seattle would probably meet in the Super Bowl. So I'm right about that anyway. Let me lubricate the old voice here a little bit. But as far as the game goes, I'm not in favor of either. It really doesn't matter. I don't have a love for either team, so I'm just going to watch the game and just kind of root for a good game. That's what I like a good game regardless. So I'm not really interested in saying, well, I want this team to win or I want that team to win. It doesn't matter. I mean, I can be happy with either one, and like I said, I have no ties, and or allegiance. Like I said, the two local boys. I mean, and we got one on each team, so you can't, if you say I'll pull for the local boy. Well, we got two of them, and they're on opposite teams, so I don't have any good way of measuring that, you might say. But it is what it is. I'll hopefully watch a good team. I'm not going to watch the halftime. I know that halftime with that Bad Bunny or whatever his name is. I'm not interested in that. They have had crappy halftime shows for the past 7 or 8 years, and they seem to, I don't know who Roger Goodell who he's catering to, but it's definitely not catering to the average Super Bowl watcher. I don't think. Maybe the young kids. I mean, he's after the young kids, but to me, I mean, he's getting a very controversial person there. I mean, if I tell you, if it was Bruno Mars, I would watch it. I like Bruno Mars. I think he's a good singer. I mean, he's a good entertainer. But this Bad Bunny dude, nope, not interested. I'm not interested. Yeah, I would rather it be Bruno Mars or somebody like that. If you're looking at somebody new, and so I'm not going to watch it. Probably I'll turn it off, or just wait for the good commercials if there are any. I don't know. We'll see if there's any good commercials. The Budweiser one I've already seen, and I've seen a couple that have kind of gave a teaser and said, coming, Super Bowl weekend. So we'll see. I don't know. Do not know. But we'll take it in stride. Take it in stride. Just like everything else. Just like on the political scene out here right now. I'm just taking it a day at a time. I'm not going to get all bent out of shape one way or the other. I'm going to have to take another swig here. My breath is getting down. I'm getting low on breath. Well, good morning, James. Glad to see you in here. Well, I went to the pulmonary doctor. I've got to have another breathing test, and of course, I know I'm not breathing good. I mean, that is one of my downfalls that I have right now. I don't have the lung capacity that I used to have. So even when I talk like now, and most people realize, I mean, I used to get on here and talk for an hour or so and not have any problem, but now I have an issue of being able to talk for long periods of time. So yeah, I've had some issues there, and like I said, I'm trying to catch my breath and stuff. Yeah, I know you. I noticed you haven't been in here. I did have one viewer that actually called me this week. I talked to him. He's from Michigan. He's up there. Now I don't have his name in front of me. He doesn't watch the live. He says he doesn't watch the show as much, but he likes watching my show. And um, but he's a FedEx contractor from Michigan, and he liked my information and a few things. And I try to give good information when I can. Of course, being retired from FedEx for 5 years, I don't have the opportunity to really say much about FedEx anymore. It was a good company when I worked for it. It afforded me a lot of good things. It it helped me build a good base and everything. Helped me build some buildings. It helped me build a lot of equipment. I made a good living for 34 years, so I can't complain there. And then I was able, like he was actually calling about my Napa store. He was interested in maybe pursuing that, and I told him some avenues which I felt like would be good for him. Of course, Napa, just because you want a store, they're not going to give you one exactly where you're at. So I kind of explained to him how the situation was, and my situation was unique because the guy that owned the Napa store here in Cherryville wanted to get out, and he had kind of let his run down, and Napa wanted him to get out. They wanted a better store owner. So my situation was a lot different than just somebody that sees an opportunity and says, I'd like to have one. Well, you're not going to be able to just walk in and say, I want to put a Napa store right here because I think it'll be good. Well, if there's Napa stores in that area, they're going to get the opportunity first. So it's not as easy as you might think. You've been oversleeping, James. Well, that happens. Uh, I like to sleep late myself sometimes. You get out here and you on a cold Sunday morning like it is right now, even down here, sitting back and laying back in the bed is pretty good. Yeah, Napa's going to be loyal to. I mean, they're a good company to work with. And like I told him that there's some other opportunities I think he can address with Napa and really help his business. He's got a large shop and they got some affiliate programs that he can work with the dealership there that I think would be at his best interest. I told him to go check them out, and if there's anything that I can do, I try to help him. Yeah, well, that's sort of the wrong analogy there. Cold as hell. It'd be hot as hell. Uh, it'd be cold as heck, Yeah, I guess. But yeah, yeah, I noticed that the cold front came down to Florida, and if you didn't have a heater in your house or a good heater, yeah, you'd probably freeze a little bit down there. But yeah, it's. I'll be glad when this cold weather is out, and I'll be glad when the Super Bowl's over this week. Like I said, we got two boys from this area that are in the game, and maybe I don't know if I may have to Excuse me, I had to turn around and sneeze. Uh, uh, I might have to pull for uh, Drake May a little bit. I guess New England, maybe a little bit more. I don't. He'll be in the game more. I mean, he's a starting quarterback, and the other boy, the Surratt, he's on the special teams and plays defense, but he just got pulled back in. He'd been on injured reserve for a few weeks, so I don't even know if he'll get in the game, but we'll see. Oh, the Panhandle got 6 to 8 inches. Wow. Yeah, I have some friends that live in the Panhandle. I haven't seen them say anything much about it. Wow. Yeah. Well, it could swoop down like some of this stuff is doing and get the Panhandle too. But, it is what it is. I-10 was shut down. I bet so. All you had was Leroy with a shovel out there, didn't you? You didn't have many trucks or anything that could shovel off 6 or 8 inches of snow. Yeah, I don't. Does the state of Florida even have a snow plow? And if it did, how did it get out to I-10 or whatever? Yeah, no snow in Pensacola. Well, that's good. I bet it was chilly down there, though, wasn't it, Jamie? Pensacola got 10 inches of snow. I didn't realize that. Yeah, well, we did. We got 10 inches. I got 10 inches of snow this past weekend. Last week when I came on, that I was talking about that. It had snowed all day Saturday, all up into the night. Yeah, it was a soft snow. Yeah, it got cold here too. It got down into the single digits just the next day. It was like 8 degrees on Monday. But yeah, it's been a cold week. I'm ready for winter to be over. I'm ready for the groundhog definitely saw its shadow, and so he's saying the winter's going to stick around for 6 more weeks. But I'm ready for those 6 weeks to slide on by. I'm not interested in any more bad weather at all. Oh, did it? Largo got down into the teens. Yeah, that's tough on those crops and everything down there, down around Orlando and all that. But it is what it is. We can't change Mother Nature, that's for sure. We sure can't. But I'm gonna try to gear up. I've got a lot of work to do here on the farm. I've got to put a new picket fence up the rest of the way down. We're going to fence in my pasture completely, tie it up, and hopefully yeah, that's what it does down here. Yeah, too. Yeah, like I said, no. Why would they buy a snow plow in Florida for once every 40 years or every 15 or 20 years? And then it should go away fairly quick. Yeah. But yeah, that even North Carolina is ill equipped for heavy snow. I mean, North Carolina, I've noticed they have hired out some independents to snowplow, but yeah, we don't even have the need for it here in North Carolina. I mean, we've had very little snow in the past 10 years, and I'm happy of it. I'm happy that we don't have it. I mean, it was fine when I was young. I'm not young anymore, so I don't need it anymore. So I don't care for it one bit. Especially, like I said, when I had the trucks and I had to fight all the ones that were going either west or north. I mean, my trucks that went into Virginia or West Virginia, I always cringed on that because I had some that got stuck in snowstorm. I got pictures of my brother Perry. He got he was actually on a team run for me, and him and the other guy got stuck in the snowstorm up there in Upper Virginia and couldn't get out for 2 days. I mean, they were just flat stuck in the storm. Couldn't move. The interstate wasn't getting them out, and so it is what it is. So I do not miss those days. I can tell you that. I do not miss it at all. It's tough to do. It's tough. It's tough on equipment. Equipment does not operate good in cold temps like that. I mean, hydraulics and fuel and everything else freezes up. So I don't like it. Don't like it. More maintenance. More maintenance. Well, guys, I'm having a little bit of difficulty this morning with my breathing, so I'm going to get off. I'm gonna go out and take me a little breather. I might have to get my inhaler out. So I'm going to call it a day. I've enjoyed talking to everybody today, and yeah, I know you don't miss driving around them, do you, Jamie? That's for sure. Well, y'all guys take care, and I'll catch you later. See you guys.